Hello and welcome back. I hope you are enjoying this class. And in this lecture, I'm going to talk about Power BI environments. So, what are the environments that we have in Power BI? That is very important to understand. So, let me start quickly. So, Power BI has actually a two environment. You can say the one is front end where we do all the visualizations and data analysis part, where you can see the graphs and the reports and the dashboards. So that is the front end part, and the other one is back end environment where we import the data tables, the data sets, various databases and various data sources that we use our Power BI reports generation and dashboard creation and everything else what we do in Power BI. So there are basically two environment, front end and back end. So when you look at the Power BI, so this area where we do all our visualization part, this is the front end part. The what we can see here on the front is the front end part of the Power BI, and when we use this get data and get the data from the various sources, so this is the backend part where we have the various options to import from various data sources such as Excel workbook, data flows, data wars, SQL servers, text or CSV file. From the web we can export the data. So all these are the backend thing. So these are the two environments that we have in Power BI. And so Microsoft Power BI is a powerful business intelligence tool that allows users to analyze data and share insights. Power BI consists of both front-end and back-end environment, each performing different operations to support data analysis and visualization. So both these environment, front end and back end, are important because back end we store the data and front end we visualize the data. We create charts, graphs, various visualization tools we use to visualize the data, and then based on those visualization we can analyze the data. So we can do the data analysis part on the front end. So let me go in a little more detail about the front end environment. So front end environment in Power BI is the user interface where data analysis and visualization take place, like I said here. So when we create reports and all, that is done here. So whatever we can see here, the user interface, it is part of the front end environment. The key operations in the front-end environment include the data connection. The users can connect to the various data sources using databases like SQL, MySQL, or whatever databases you are using, that we can connect with the Power BI, and then the cloud services. Then the second one is data modeling. So data modeling, this involves the transforming and shaping the data using Power Query Editor to create a data model that suits our data analysis needs. So data connection, to connect with the data sources, data modeling to transform and shape the data for data analysis, is a report creation. Users here can create interactive dashboards and reports by creating visuals and defining the relationship between the data sets and various other options. And we can also add measures and calculation. We can add our own calculations to it. We can add our own measures to the data set that we have, and we can create report. The fourth one is very important, that is visualization. So Power BI offers a wide range of visualizations such as charts, graphs, maps and tables to present data in intuitive way. So Power BI, why Power BI is so popular and so easy to use? Because it offers a very wide range of visualization tools and such as charts, graphs, maps and data tables to present data in very intuitive and very to present data in very intuitive and very modern way. So we can visualize data very easily, and the data visualization or the charts or reports created with data visualization tools in Power BI are very attractive in nature, very intuitive. So as soon as you look at them, you will understand some part of the data that you cannot analyze or you cannot understand while looking at the spreadsheets. So when you visualize data, you have the better understanding. Then the next part is the dashboard creation. So once we have the reports and all, we can club the reports together, we can put it on a dashboard and create a dashboard that will tell a story to the users. So dashboards allow user to create consolidated view of multiple reports, providing a holistic overview of the data. So as I said, we can create various reports and graphs in Power BI, but when we put all the reports and the views together, we make a dashboard, and the dashboard will be the entire story of the data, entire data analysis that you want to do on the data set, that by creating reports and graphs and charts that you put on one page, and that is called dashboard. So dashboard will be very intuitive, very holistic approach of presenting data or analyzing the data. So one dashboard will have multiple reports, views, and the graphs, and they will be interrelated. So when you change one parameter, all the graphs and charts will be changing based on that. So that will give you very broad view of the data analysis. And so dashboard creation is very important, and dashboards are basically the consolidated view of the multiple reports. And then comes the very important part as well, collaboration and sharing. Power BI enables users to collaborate on report and dashboard and share them with the stakeholders securely. So in the Power BI or any other business intelligence tools nowadays, we get this opportunity to collaborate with our team members or the stakeholders, and we can say what we are creating as a report or a dashboard, that we can directly share with the stakeholders or our team members or our managers or our top management, and they can have a live view of what you are doing and what reports you have created. And if they want to add something onto that, they can also do that on those dashboards. So it is very easy way to collaborate with the team and share the what report you have created with your top management or the team leaders or even the stakeholders of the company, or even the clients, or even your teammates. So it will not only enable you to collaborate with them, it is very easy to share the reports and dashboards with them, and they can have the same view what you are having. They can just click on the things and have a very good analysis if they want to do on the data. So this is very important feature of sharing and collaboration in the Power BI, which makes it very important Power BI data analysis tool. Now let's understand about the backend environment. So backend environment in Power BI is where data processing, storage, and management occur. So obviously in the backend we always store the data, right? So all the database servers are part of the backend thing, right? So in the backend environment, even in the Power BI also, is the place where we store the data, we manage the data, and we do the data processing, right? So Power BI backend environment is also the same, where we do the data storage, data processing, and management of the data. So all these three important data processing, storage, and data management occurs in the backend environment of Power BI. And the key operations that we perform in the backend environment in Power BI include data refresh. Power BI can automatically refresh data from your up to insights. So like earlier, what would happen, like if some business is there or e-commerce website is there and they have the data, data source, or they have stored the user information on a database. We pick the data tables from their data database tables, and we do some analysis on that, right? We create reports, dashboards, and financial analysis, or whatever analysis, customer retention, whatever you want, you do on that data. But the problem was, the data in e-commerce environment or any environment nowadays, online, every business is online. Every second the new data is being added to the tables. The data is getting refreshed each time. The problem was that the data, if 10 days back data you have worked on, and now you are submitting your reports to the management, the scenario has been changed completely, because in those 10 days they would have run some campaign, they would have gotten the new results, and whatever the reports you have created, that has changed. So that is of no use for now after 10 days. So that problem is solved in Power BI, because here data, if you are picking a data from any database server, and that database server's data tables has been updated, so what Power BI will do, it will automatically refresh the data tables, and when the data tables are refreshed, it will take all the new information into the tables where we are processing in our backend environment in Power BI. Even the Power BI references will also get refreshed, and your reports will also get changed based on the new data that has come in. So in that way, Power BI can automatically refresh data from various sources. Whatever sources you are getting data, that will be refreshed automatically. You just need to schedule the interval, on what interval you want to fetch the data and refresh the data at the back end of the Power BI. So on those intervals, suppose you are selecting for every 10 hours, every 1 day, or every alternate day, every 24 hours, or every 10 minutes, whatever interval you select, on that interval the data will get refreshed, and based on that you need not to do anything. Your reports, your dashboards will be automatically get refreshed, and your reports and your dashboards, whenever you share, it will be very, very relevant, and it will be very, very useful for the top management to analyze the data in the real time. So data refresh is very, very important features in Power BI. Then comes the data transformation. Power Query Editor performs data transformation and cleansing operations in the backend, enabling data modeling in the front end. So for the data transformation is very, very important if you are going for a data analysis, right? Why? Because if you work on the raw data and you will not transform, you will not add some new measures and features and columns to the tables, you will not able to get the correct view of data, or correct information, or correct analysis you will not be able to do. Suppose you have all the things, columns are there in your database, like you have the user information, what things he bought, what was the price, and what price it has been sold, and all those there are profit and loss thing. So those measures you can add, you transform the data, you create new fields, you add new calculations. If you want to calculate the revenue based on some other things, or if you want to calculate the discounts on a different formula, so all those things we can do with the data transformation tool that has been provided in the Power BI Power Query Editor. So this thing, transformation, data transformation and cleaning operations are done in backend, so that you will be able to do the data modeling at the front end. So backend processing of transformation and cleaning operations in the backend of Power BI will enable you to do the data modeling in a much better way on the front end. So that is the power of data transformation in Power BI. Then comes the data compression. Data compression: Power BI compresses the data and optimizes data to reduce storage requirement while maintaining query performance. So Power BI has a very important and very powerful feature of data compression, where Power BI, you need not to do anything for the compressing the data or saving the space. Power BI will automatically compress your data and optimize the data to reduce the storage requirement, so that you will not need a very high storage or the place to store the data, right? So the storage requirement will reduce, but at the same time Power BI will make sure that this compressing of data and optimizing the data for storage requirement, for reducing the storage requirement, will not hammer the query performance. So even though the Power BI compressing your data and optimizing the data, it will not hamper the performance of your query. So it will not take much time. It will be as quicker and as good as it was not compressed. So Power BI will do the data compression by its own. Then comes the security and authentication. That is very important thing for any enterprise level application, right? Power BI compresses Power BI backend environment handles user authentication, access control and data security, ensuring that only authorized users can access sensitive information. So even though Power BI is giving you the option to share your dashboard, share your report and collaborate with others, at the same time it is also making sure that the backend environment handles the user authentication and access control. So while sharing your reports and dashboard, you can give the access control to the users and your team members, that they can only perform those particular tasks, like they can only view, or they can only edit, or they can modify. So all these they can delete or they cannot delete. They have only view level access. So all this kind of access control you can do through the backend environment of the Power BI, and each user will be authenticated and then it will be allowed to log into the system. And it also secure your data so that only authorized users can access the sensitive information, because the companies all the things are being stored at the data level. So it will also make sure that your servers are, your databases are secure, and all the sensitive information are secure properly. Then the data storage. Power BI stores data in cloud storage, enabling fast and efficient query. Power BI, whenever you import data, Power BI will store the data in a cloud based storage, so that you need not to worry about the storage things and all. And since it has been stored on the cloud, it is very fast and efficient. And when you query, the time interval and querying and retrieval time, when you query something and you get the result, so the time between the query is going in and the result is coming out is very minimal in case of the cloud based transactions. So this data storage, since it is on the cloud based, it is very fast and efficient. The querying and retrieval both are very minimal time it will take, and it is very efficient, and it will give you the very good performance as well. So performance optimization is also taken care by the Power BI backend environment. So what it will do, it will optimize the query execution and leverages the caching techniques to improve the overall performance. So Power BI internally use the caching techniques to improve the overall performance. So you need not to worry about all these caching techniques and how to improve or optimize the query execution, all those things. Power BI backend environment will automatically take care of these things. So this is all about the front end and back end introduction for Power BI. And in the next lecture we'll see how okay, let's do this in this lecture as well. So we'll see front end and back end interaction. Front end and back end environment in Power BI work together to provide a seamless data analysis experience that we already understood. Front end operations trigger back end processes such as data refresh and data relevancy. So from the front end you can control the back end processes, and users can interact with visualization in the front end, which then send queries to the back end for data retrieval and processing. So whenever you perform something on the front end, obviously it will go back to the back end and retrieve the data and process it, and then it will show you the desired result in the form of the graphs and the charts. Backend responds to these queries by fetching requested data and returning the result to the front-end visualization. That is the very normal thing that we all know. So let's quickly revise front-end environment and back-end environment. What are the main things they do? So the front-end environment will be used for build data models, and then we have the data analysis expressions, DAX query to for the calculated measures and columns, and then front end will be used for reports and dashboards creation, and publishing and sharing will be also done through the front end environment. For the back end, we have the connect and extract. We connect to the data source and extract the data. That operation we do. Then we transform and save the data. Then we do the profile and query optimization, and then we have the merge and append operations on the back end. So when we summarize this, we have 4 points like Microsoft Power BI front end and back end environment collaborate to deliver comprehensive business intelligence solution. Front end environment empowers users to connect to data, create reports and dashboards, and collaborate with the others, such as your team members, your managers, your stakeholders, your clients, whoever you want. You can give access and you can collaborate with them and share your reports. Backend environment handles data processing, storage, security, and performance optimization. And the last point is interaction between the front end and back end ensures a smooth and efficient data analysis experience. So the interaction between the front end environment and back end environment is so smooth that you will not feel any lag in data processing. As soon as you click on some report, you drag and drop the fields and measures, you'll quickly visualize the data, and it is very smooth, and that will give you the very seamless and efficient data analysis experience. So this is what I wanted to convey about the front end and backend environments of the Power BI. I hope I conveyed whatever I wanted in a very clear and concise manner. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can comment and ask. See you inside the next lecture.